Hey everyone, how's it going? Did you just see those beautiful ladies? I'm not certain what they selected to portray this month. The bride, the bridesmaid, mother of the bride, or a guest. That's right, it's June and the Curve Collab group is doing wedding looks. I'm super excited to see what they came up with. I really like what I've seen so far. And as you can see, I have on a headpiece. This is the headpiece that I wore for my wedding. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know if you guys ever got an opportunity to see it up close. And then I had this veil part, which I wore on the back of my head, but not quite in this position. So it was just fun kind of pulling out things. And it's, for a bride, it's exciting to get ready for your wedding. This here was my purse for the day, or little money bag. And I see something in here. What is it? My mask, because you know we got married during the pandemic. And I have a handkerchief here. This handkerchief actually belonged to my grandmother. And you can see it's embroidered there. And then I have another handkerchief. I took two. This also belonged to one of my grandmothers. So two very old handkerchiefs I used as my something old. So I decided I would just keep them in this little bag here. And I had this bag stuffed. I see a little ink, because I had an ink pen in there, but that's okay. I did get my use out of it. And it has little drawstrings like that. So I had my, keys and lipstick, glasses, things like that I would need for the day. My best friend bought for me. It's a garter. And it's still in the plastic because it was such a busy day. I forgot to put it on. So it was just really nice to reminisce as I went through my things. So I was just a bride a year ago. We've been married a year now. Since I got married during the pandemic, I missed out on bachelorette night or a bachelorette party. So my look is going to be a look for a bachelorette party. How about that? With that being said, we're going to get into this video. Off camera, I've already done my brows and I've cleaned them up. I think that I'm going to use two palettes here. The first one is the Wilderness. The reason I want to use the Wilderness is because my brother-in-law and his fiance, they're getting married in 2 weeks. Their colors are emerald green and rose gold. And I'm really curious about how that plays or works together. So why not try it for my bachelorette party? And this palette, the closest that I could get to emerald green in this Wilderness palette, this shade here called Moss. This will be my first time using it. Next, I've also selected by ZEESEA, and this is times the British Museum, and this is the Alice in Wonderland palette. This is what the shades look like. And then this one here is like a rose gold. We'll see how it comes out, right? I really love to see all this glitter just move and slide. Look at that. I love this palette. I'm going to use Juvia's Place Shadow Base today, and this is in the shade number 2. I'll apply it with my finger and then pat down until it's dry. I'm going to moisturize my skin using the Skin 111 Moisturizing Cream. For my transition, I'm going to pick up this shade here called Leaf. I did a lot of blending on this shade that you will not see. Now to my outer V area, I will apply the shade Moss. On the outer V area, I used a pencil brush. And then on my lid, I switched it to a flat brush to pack the color on. This is a beautiful palette. Unfortunately, it is out of stock for the second time. I don't think they will be bringing it back. In fact, they have a new palette with similar shades, and it's called the Earthly 20. Now I'm going to go into the Alice in Wonderland palette, and I'm going to pick up some of that rose gold shade, and I'm going to apply that to the inner portion of my lid. This palette did come with its own brush. It's a dual-sided brush. One side was your typical shadow brush, and then the other side was a blending brush. So now I'm using the blending side to kind of move some of that color and shift it over so that I take away that harsh line. Now it's time for my complexion. Today I'll be using Il Makiage's Poreless Base Smoothing Primer. I absolutely love this primer, and I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before. Your face will be smooth even before you put on the foundation. I absolutely love how it blurs all the fine lines and pores. Today I'm going to be using one of the best foundations there is. This is the Il Makiage Full Coverage Foundation, and it's called the After Party. This is in the shade number 170. This foundation is called the After Party for a very good reason. It easily goes from day to night, and it also withstands extreme heat and moisture. I challenge you to try this foundation and do a wear test. I think you will be very, very pleased with the outcome. For my highlighting concealer, I'll be using the LA Pro Girl Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Warm Honey.
Afraid of loving yourself, 'cause that is all you got in the end.
Today I will be using my Il Makiage times Carly Bible Face Sculpting Palette. This is in the shade Deep, and the shade that I'm using specifically is called Scorpio. I'm going to be using this face sculpting palette to sculpt out my cheekbones and jawline and to bronze my forehead area. My choice of setting powder today is the Chalk Dust by the Crayon Case, and I'm using shade number Y. I'm going to use a little bit of a bean thermal water to dampen my sponge. I'm using the e.l.f. Camouflage Sponge, which is specifically for blending out concealers. Now I'll set my concealer with setting powder. The term is actually called bake when you allow it to sit for a while, which is what I actually did. Here I will contour my nose with my bronzer. I will apply the color first, and then I will use another brush to blend it out. And I blend it for a long time, much longer than you will see in this video. Now I'll sculpt my cheekbones and blend out the bronzer. I worked a long time on this task as well. Blending is key. It takes a long time. This is the cutest little kabuki brush from ZEESEA. It is short and compact. This is the cover that it was in to protect the bristles. This brush is super soft. I'm going to use it now to dust off my setting powder.
Say I'm not sensitive, but I can sense if it's right for me. Don't let your hair get in the way. Can't be defined by your mistakes. You know you try really hard, but sometimes you
Now for a little black liner on the waterline. And now right below the waterline, I'll apply a little bit more of that shade called Leaf, which I used as my transition shade. Let's put down a bed of mascara. That way my lashes will have something to lie on. Here are some lashes that I recently wore. I'm going to apply these. I don't know who they're by, but I believe that they're Kiss, and it's the Midnight style.
before you try being on your own side for once. Keep it in here and lock it. Keep it in here, don't knock it.
These are some beautiful lashes. I just think that they're sexy. I like the outer V area of the lashes. They kind of flare out a little bit more so than the inner corner, and they're just beautiful. Here I am about to wrap this thing up. This is probably very similar to what I would have looked like had I had a bachelorette party. I had a packet of these sunglasses or shades. This one says Bachelorette. And I think there's about 10 pair in here. that were never ever used. So I might send these to the Soul Food Queen. Her daughter is getting married soon, and maybe this is something she can use. I forgot to ask her about it when I talked to her this evening on the phone, but me and my girls never got a chance to use them, and I never got a chance to use this either, my sash. Bride to be. I have two sashes actually. One has an anchor on it, so like if I had went and you know, got on my dad's boat and had a little party at the marina, then I could have wore that one. So I had a choice of sashes. So let's try to remove the shades without ripping off my lashes. And oh, isn't this the cutest thing? It has a little heart there and some bling there and bling here. This bracelet actually though was part of my Mother's Day, as well as this top was part of my Mother's Day. So when I go to the wedding in a couple of weeks, I'll be looking cute at that bachelorette party. So I'm gonna do my lips now, and this is the Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury lip liner, and I might have, and I know I did sharpen it like too pointy with an electric sharpener, so I'm just gonna, all of it broke off. That's the only thing about this pencil. I mean, every last bit of it broke off. Oh goodness, be right back. This Pillow Talk shade is absolutely the most beautiful shade, but it's very soft, and I really don't recommend an electric pencil sharpener. Probably a handheld one, but it probably will take all day. So I have a little bit of color here. I'm gonna see what I can do with it. Maybe on the top. I wanted to make my lips look a little bit fuller. I do have very thin lips. And I'm tired of this pencil. I have a little bit of the color right here that broke off. I'm gonna apply it to the tip of this pencil. The things we do, you guys would not realize the things that you don't see. And it worked. I got a little color out of it. And I think I'm going to use this NARS, and where are my real glasses? I tell you, setting powder does not get along with my nose. The shade of this NARS is called Peau de Jour. And it's kind of like a pink, a dusty pink. Let me try to get a little bit more of this liner on the tip of this pencil. I even hate to throw away the part that broke off. I got this pencil actually in a Allure beauty box. Okay. I did get some. I'm about to make a mess now. Let me stop before I have pillow talk all over my white top. And where is the top? I'll put it back on. I'm going to use a manual pencil sharpener and see if it makes a difference. So now I'm going to use this NARS in the center here. Again, the shade of this lipstick is called Peau de Jour, which means for all time or forever, which is the perfect sentiment for a wedding.
Your eyes tell me that you don't want to leave just yet. No, my eyes agree. It's almost like when we first
And I think that this will do it. I thought that maybe a soft pinky look would go well with the rose gold shadow. So rose gold and green, it did work together. I think so. I also went into another shade in the ZEESEA palette. This one here, I used with my finger as a highlight. You see that? I put a little bit on my nose because it's a party. This is my bachelorette party that was supposed to happen in 2020. But now it's happening in 2022 with you guys. So this is my wedding look with the Curve girls, the Curve collab girls. And I chose to be a bride, but at a bachelorette party. What do you think of my look? I kind of like it. So, Beauty Bay and ZEESEA Those two palettes worked together wonderfully. The Beauty Babe, these shades are super duper pigmented. Both of the greens that I used. Green and rose gold. Who would have ever thought that? Thank you so much for watching my video. I appreciate you so much. Don't forget to watch the other ladies' videos. And guys, remember, I'm going on vacation. I have the church anniversary to complete this coming weekend. And then I'm going out of town for a wedding. You guys take care and have a beautiful month. I'll see you when I return for Sunday Skin. You guys take care. And remember, on the Age Graceful channel, beauty never ends when it begins from within. See you later.